Yslo RTS, the swing shutter motorization solution from Somfy. Due to the immense variety of swing shutters available, the only option is to go for a made-to-measure motor. All Yslo RTS units, including the motor, arms, sliders and housing, are pre-configured in the factory for each individual situation. Precise measurements are therefore essential. You will find a detailed description of each of these stages in this program. Here is a reminder of the various terms used to describe a swing shutter. The panel is the group of parts that form the leaf of the shutter. The main panel is usually the one that opens first. It can be recognized by its cover strip or trim. The strap hinge fixes the leaf to the hinge. The corner brace and bars keep the shutter rigid. The space between the bar and the top of the shutter is essential for installing Yslo sliders. The locking bar is used to secure the shutter in the closed position. The shutter tieback keeps the panel in the open position. When motorizing a shutter, there are certain precautions that need to be taken with these manual closing systems. Finally, there is the window recess, the width and depth of which are essential when installing an Yslo RTS motor. The lintel is the upper part of the recess. Before taking measurements, it's important to check the condition of the shutter. Does the top or the bottom of each leaf scrape? Are the panels deformed, potentially affecting the integrity of the joint? Is the shutter in a general state of good repair, with securely fixed hinges and no significant damage to the panels? It's also important to note down the type of shutter, whether or not it has bars, strap hinge against strap hinge, etc., and to identify the material, wood, PVC, and so on. Finally, it's essential to record which panel closes first, as seen from the inside. The Yslo motor is normally installed under the lintel at the top of the recess. There are two additional assembly options: lateral installation, aligning the motor on a balustrade, installation at the bottom of the recess. These two options are mainly used for arched windows. A separate installation kit must be ordered. Because Yslo RTS is a made-to-measure product, rigorous measurements are required. There are 9 measurements to take in total, to be recorded in millimeters. Each measurement is defined by a letter, which you will find on the purchase order. LT, the width of the recess. If the two sides of the recess are not parallel, take the smaller measurement. For a single panel shutter, the minimum width per window is 595 millimeters, and the maximum width is 1000 millimeters. For a shutter with 2 or 3 panels, the minimum width per window is 680 millimeters, and the maximum width is 1800 millimeters. P, the distance between the window frame and the internal surface of the shutter. The bar or corner brace should not be included. The depth of the recess, with shutters closed, must be equal to or greater than 120 millimeters. H, the total height of the shutter. K, the thickness of the shutter. Again, the bar or corner brace should not be included. X, the distance between the recess and the internal side of the open shutter. Y, the distance between the facade and the open shutter. A rubber stopper should be fitted to protect the facade and the shutter. Z, the distance between the bar and the edge of the shutter, or the width of the rail of shutters without bars. Where a rabette exists, the following measurements should also be taken. PF, the depth of the rabette, and LF, the width of the rabette. The maximum weight per panel is 40 kilograms. The specific Yslo motor for each shutter will be manufactured based on these measurements. The measurements must therefore be as accurate as possible. Each window must be measured separately, and even the slightest variations must be recorded. Yslo RTS products are manufactured to order and cannot be returned or exchanged if there is an error in the order. When completing the purchase order, you will receive step-by-step guidance to ensure that you provide our Yslo RTS motor manufacturing teams all the information they need to produce the perfect made-to-measure motor for your client. You will be asked to specify the type of shutter and material, choose the color of the housing, arms and sliders, enter the measurements taken at your client's premises, specify the type of installation, specify which panel closes first, choose the side through which the mains power will be connected, and choose the type and number of RTS transmitters and automated systems. The full range of RAL colors is available, but the standard range includes 5 housing colors and 2 arm and slider colors. With standard colors, shipment will be within 20 working days. A further 10 working days will be necessary for special colors and custom-made slider cutouts. The Yslo RTS kit comes in a single package, which contains the actuator kit, including a motor for each panel, a battery and an electronic plate, the left and right arms, the sliders, the housing and release mechanism, 2 M10 screws with covers, 4 pop rivets for PVC or aluminium leaves, 2 protective rubber stoppers, and the instructions in poster form, which can be stuck on the window during installation, for example. The remote controls and automated systems are sent separately. The Yslo RTS motor is installed in only a few steps. Identify the precise location where the motor will be installed. The L1 distance is provided in the customized instructions. Mark and drill the relevant holes and fix the motor. Make sure the motor is installed the correct way round and that the gap is equal on both sides. Fit the protective rubber stoppers. Fix the arms and sliders. The sliders are installed with the slit pointing downwards and the arms with the roller pointing upwards. The L2 distance provided in the customized instructions must be observed. Switch off the mains power before fitting the electricity connection. Warning: the Yslo motor must not catch the mains power cable. Yslo RTS motors are powered by a battery which is charged from a 230-volt supply. The battery will continue to operate the shutters even when the mains power is off. The positive pole of the battery should be connected to the corresponding terminal on the electronic plate. The 230 volt supply is connected to the terminal block. Warning: the shutters must not crush the mains power cable. To activate the unit from the main control point, press buttons 1 and 2 until the panels are partially open. Now press button 4 until the main panel moves backwards and forwards. The Yslo RTS motor will emit a beep. Briefly press the prog button on the remote control. The main panel will again move backwards and forwards, and the Yslo motor will emit 2 beeps. The remote control and the motor are now paired. The final task is to open and close the shutter fully to check that it works correctly. Then, simply clip on the housing. If necessary, the main and secondary panel can be reversed via the remote control. The stop effort threshold can also be modified. Somfy recommends activating the audible movement signal for shutters in particular locations, such as on a ground floor window if there are children in the home. A My Favorite position can also be programmed. Finally, Yslo RTS comes with obstacle detection. In Europe, less than 1% of swing shutters are motorized. This is a great opportunity for you in both new build and renovation projects. Reliable and durable, Somfy guarantees the Yslo RTS motor for 5 years and the battery for 3 years. Yslo RTS can be integrated discreetly into all types of architecture. The 2 independent motors guarantee that the unit will operate smoothly and quietly, that the shutters will close perfectly together. Yslo RTS uses radio technology Somfy, the market standard in secure radio controls for the home, with more than 10 million systems installed worldwide. With its first motor for swing shutters, Somfy places all the advantages at your fingertips. Quality, simplicity, and technological expertise, offering your clients extra comfort.